Well, hello. Today is Saturday, May 18th, and it's time for our weekly highlight meeting. Today we talked about open your mind. I so needed this meeting today, let me tell you. I'll start off with the good news, bad news. The good news is I stayed the same. So I'm still at 238.2 with the 66-point loss. I put a turtle looking up at my loss to remind me that I still can keep going the right way. And then my thought process is like, oh my gosh, because that's the good news, that I stayed the same. The bad news is I had a very bad week eating wise. I chose poorly the whole week. And it must have been a reflection of the week before when I thought I should have lost more, when I lost 0.7 and really thought I should have lost more. I probably did lose more, kind of got a little down in the dumps and made poor choices, and it balanced out in the long run. I need to remember that it's just a fluke that I didn't gain this week. It's just a fluke. I woke up this morning and I didn't. I was going to quit. I really was. And I keep saying I'm not going to quit. I'm never going to quit. I'm never going to quit. And this morning I had that thought because I thought, you ate so poorly all week. You're going to get on there. You're going to have a gain, and it's going to look bad, and you're just going to be so discouraged. And then I was looking at my Facebook post, and there was a post that somebody had put with Sam Elliott, and in a nutshell, it was just kind of saying that the reason that the rear view mirror is so small is because you want to look forward, and that's why your windshield is so much bigger. So it's small to look in the past. I can look in the past and see how poorly I did the past week, but I can look through my windshield and see how well I'm going to do this week. So that's my thought. Today, first off, they did talk about the Weight Watcher magazine is no longer in publication. So if you had a subscription, they gave us a phone number if you want to call to get any money back if you paid for more issues that you didn't receive. And the phone number is 1-800-337-0402. If you contact them about your subscription, if you have a balance, they're going to mail you a refund check. But our quote for today was, those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. You have to change your whole mindset about how you think of this program. Whether you don't like freestyle or you do like freestyle, whether you want to switch it up to do the eye tracks or keto or whatever you're doing, you have to have the right mindset, and you have to know what you want to do. Don't think about what you did wrong in the past. Think about what you're going to do in the future that's going to correct the bad issues that you did have. And the pamphlet, it's not even a pamphlet, the card, said, open your mind. On your journey, mindset matters. We all know that. Sometimes you just got to hear it over and over and over again before you really believe it. When you have a growth mindset, you're ready to embrace opportunities and face setbacks without self-criticism. How many of us, I was very self-critical this morning. I really was. And to the point that I kept saying, I've been saying for months and months that I'm struggling, but I'm not quitting. But I have to be honest with you, the thought this morning did come to me. I turned that alarm clock off and I thought, I'm done. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. Because I knew that I was going to have a gain. I just knew it in my heart of hearts I was going to have a gain. But I faced the scale and I didn't have a gain. So it's somebody's talking to me. They're telling me. You believe things and people, you can believe things and people can change. Yeah, you can change. Just because I was doing poorly this past week doesn't mean that I can't change it up. When you have a fixed mindset, you believe that situations, people, or habits can't change. You tend to blame yourself for setbacks and to downplay your progress rather than celebrate or take ownership of it. I can see and I show this picture a lot because in the past I never would take pictures of myself. And this is this picture I took just a couple months before I joined Weight Watchers. And I didn't lose any, if I gained any since I took the picture, but I'm going to insert the picture right here just to remind myself and you guys how far I've come. As the Virginia Slims commercial said, you've come a long way, baby, because I can see the 66 pounds. sure, I would like to be back at the 77 pounds, but if I don't grab hold of what I'm doing right now and just get back on track, I'm going to be at 55, then 44, then 33, then 22, then 11, and then right back where I started. And I don't want to go back looking like that ever again. So I'm really celebrate how far I've come. A growth mindset will help you tackle challenges and keep making progress. The good news is you can move from a fixed to a growth mindset. You can always change. It doesn't matter. I know they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can teach an old dog new tricks. It's just going to take a little bit longer than a puppy. It really is. A puppy learns really quickly, just like a small child learns from their mistakes. As you grow older, you should be acquiring some wisdom. And, an older dog, they can learn a trick, but it's going to take a while. These are things you can do to shift your mindset. Remember, your thoughts affect your actions. And here's how to help them, to shift them to be more helpful. Number one, learn to identify a fixed mindset. If a setback or a challenge triggers a reaction like I can't or I'm bad at it, that's a fixed thought. How many of us have said, I can't do that? Well, I just know I can't do that. I'm really bad at trying to eat more vegetables. I really need to improve on that skill of incorporating vegetables rather than fruits. We had a chart last week, and I saw that I think you're supposed to have 10% of fruit and 40% of vegetables. Well, mine was like 40% of fruit and 10% of vegetables. I need to change my mindset to say that I don't need to have a fruit at my breakfast. I can have vegetables. I really can. There's so many ways I can put it. I can put it in an egg. I can put some spinach in a scrambled egg, or some peppers and onions and broccoli. There's a whole lot of things I could do with vegetables. Number two is talk back to it in a growth mindset voice. Remind yourself of the challenges you've overcome in the past and what you've learned, how you can apply these lessons in every situation, and how you can approach this new challenge. I realize that I can't drink pop. I can't drink canned pop. And I have to know that in the past that I just knew that I didn't think I could overcome that. Now when I go out to a restaurant, I order iced tea. Occasionally I do order pop. I will be honest with you, in the last 6 or 7 months when I've been struggling, the reason I've been struggling is because when I go out, I've stopped drinking iced tea. Next time I eat out, which is next week on Tuesday, because I have my sibling dinner, I'm going to have iced tea. I've already made my mind set. I've already set my mind to it, and that's what I'm going to have, and there's no swaying. I'm not going back to that. And number three is most important. Keep practicing. The more often you talk back to your fixed mindset, the more natural growth mindset will become. I have to stop saying, I can't do this. I have to go back to my old way of eating. I think that if I do this, I'll feel better. I can't be doing that anymore. I have to change. So what you want to do is find it your open mind, because if you find your open mind, that's going to help you to move forward. And make a little chart, and do a chart with old thoughts and new thoughts. An old thought would be, I'll never be able to eat that again. I'll never be able to have cake or donuts. I just can't. I just know that I'm never going to be able to do it. But the new thought is, you know what? I can't eat cake like I used to in the past, but that doesn't mean I can't have a slice of cake on a special occasion. It doesn't mean I can just ask for a smaller piece of cake. It doesn't mean that I'm never going to have it. I just have to know that I have to have it in moderation. An old thought, which this is one I'm very guilty of, is I have to be hungry. The only way I'm going to lose weight is if I'm hungry. But the new thought is I have to feed my body. I don't necessarily have to eat the fattening things. I can eat vegetables, cucumbers, broccoli, anything I can eat to kind of satisfy it, because you need to fuel your body. And you have to eat to lose weight. And I know that sounds so silly, but you just have to eat the right things, because obviously if you eat the wrong things, you're not going to lose weight. But if you eat more vegetables, you're going to lose weight. The old thought would be, I need to avoid certain foods. Well, the new thought is, there's some foods I should probably avoid, but I need to get all my food groups in. I don't need to avoid eating carbohydrates because, bread goes right to my hips. I can eat carbohydrates, it's just not as much as I have in the past. I just have to balance it out and know that make a smarter choice. And the last thing is, we all have that old thought, I need to buy that bigger bag of whatever because it's cheaper in the long run, because they always have the little prices. Like if you buy this size, it costs you like 15 cents an ounce. But if you buy the big bag, then it's only like 12 cents an ounce. And you think, well, I'm going to save 3 cents an ounce by buying the bigger bag. But then in the long run, your new thought should be, you know, I may be paying less in money-wise, but in weight-wise, I'm going to be paying a lot more. My body's going to say, you know what, you might have saved like 5 cents, but you gained 5 pounds because you ate the whole bag, because you don't want it to go stale. Yeah, so that you make a poor choice. You really do. And always remember that when you tell yourself, I had a bad day, did you really have a bad day, or did you just have a bad meal? And that bad meal turned into a second bad meal, and then the third bad meal, and then that turned into the whole bad day. You can have a bad day. I'm not saying that you can't ever have a bad day, but if you really think about it, sometimes just one thing starts off that bad day, and if you can overcome that one thing that's starting you on to the journey of having a bad day, and kind of grab hold of it right away and just say, you know what, that was bad, but I'm not going to let it define my whole day. That happened. It's done with. I'm over. There's going to be things that, you know, like you're not going to be able to avoid that is going to make for a whole bad day. I'm not saying that that's completely, but if you really think about it, I would think at least 7 or 8 times out of 10 that the bad day started off with just one bad thing, and you let it go into the whole bad day. I was so glad I did go to my meeting, because I am going to open my mind. And like she said, that when you need a meeting, you should go to the meeting. You know, and I tried to say this earlier and I can't remember it, and I know that it's got a point to it. Let me think about it. When you're doing bad, you need a meeting. But when you're doing good, the meeting needs you. I was doing bad, and I needed that meeting today. And I'm so glad I went. I'm so glad I faced the scale. And I just know I'm going to do way, way, way better this week. So I'm going to share the front of the card with you. Open your mind. And I am not going to be trying this recipe because I do not like, well, not that I don't like, I'm allergic to coconut. It's Thai chicken and coconut soup. So maybe one of you guys might want to try it. But, you know, it's another check in my book. I overcame my, well, not fear, but I overcame my bad thoughts from this morning and faced the scale, and that's my non-scale victory for this week. Is even though I chose poorly, I still managed to go to my meeting and accomplish something. So give this video a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share it if you think it might help somebody. And I will see you on my daily vlog. Okay, remember, we got to open our mind, because once you open your mind, you're going to have a better thought process of this weight loss journey that we're all trying to do. If not a weight loss, at least to maintain, because this will help you even if you're just trying to keep your weight the same. It really will. And this is the recipe for the soup. Like I said, I'm allergic to coconut. I just break out in a rash, but yeah, to me it's not worth breaking out into a rash for. And once again, the phone number for the magazine is 1-800-337-0402.